Yeah, we can start the meeting, Fiona.
Yeah. One second. Good evening, everyone, and a warm welcome to meeting at Inspiron Toastmasters, which are online now. Again, I think again we'll henceforth the meeting will be online for a few months. Back to square one. So before we go ahead with the meeting, I would like to welcome few people here. So here we have the president of Manipal Udpi Toastmasters, Toastmaster Rashmika. And we have a club club coach, DTM Bhati Shevgur. A warm welcome to you, ma'am. And I have my classmate here who is to be a member of who is to be the member of Inspiron, Toastmaster Prajwal. And we have we have two Prajwals here. So we have another Prajwal from Dubai as well. A warm welcome to you. Yes, then all the members of Inspiron Toastmasters, a warm welcome to this meeting. Before do's and don'ts, before we go ahead with the meeting, please be seated in the comfortable position without any disturbance with good internet connectivity. Kindly refrain yourself from talking on the taboo topics like sex, religion, and politics. With this, let me go ahead with the theme and the meeting. So since you're back to square one, I was a little depressed, and I don't know, I was happy as well. Maybe I had to work from home. I don't know, but so that's why I chose, after giving it a thought, and I chose the theme hope in despair. So why I chose this theme was, before this lockdown and everything began, I met my rector of Aloysius Institutions, Father Melvin Pinto. When I was speaking to him, we started speaking about our principal, Father Clifford, who was sick due to COVID-19, and it was last year. And he was very serious, and I think it was in MICU. So we were discussing about him, and rector told me that Father Clifford had given up hope, and he was about to die. I mean, it was that serious. He didn't have any will to live. But then, when he had already given up, there was that one doctor who came closer to him, whispered in his ear, saying, "You will live. Don't give up." And that's what kept him alive, and he's back with us, being an amazing principal. Even talking to you about him just gives me goosebumps. So that was a ray of hope. He found that ray of hope, and that is his story. And similar thing happened to me during COVID, during last pandemic when it began. My life was a huge race. It was just tuition center, college, dance, Toastmasters, and if I had spare time, I would go. I would be home tutor. I would be very busy day in and day out. I didn't have time for myself. When they told there'll be a lockdown, I thought, let me meet my granny. So I'm one kind of a person. See, you've seen the other face of me. You've not, many of you have not seen the other face. It is like this. I keep meeting many students and many parents, and I really get irritated because I feel I don't have a personal life. So when COVID came and they asked us to wear masks, I was the happiest person. I would walk right in front of people without recognizing them, though I knew them. Okay, that was very nice. And once my student told me, "Hey, Fiona, ma'am," I looked at him as if, "No, we don't know you," and I just walked off. Okay, that's the other side of me. So I went and met my friend's granny, and my granny told me like, "Hey, you're almost 20, 28, 29. Why don't you get married?" So I told her, "I can't love anyone more than myself." Okay, so stop talking about it. So that's what happened a few months ago. Then one fine day, I thought I would go to a beach with a few of my dance mates. So I don't know what happened. Everyone cancelled off except for Avrin and I. So we ended up going together, and it was nice. By the time I came home, I felt good. It was the first time I felt, okay, some sensible guy. So next day, he came all the way from Kulshekar for the grocery shopping in Valencia, where my house is located. Then we shopped together. And the third day, I realized, oh, my water bottle is missing. We went to CC to buy the bottle. And the shopping continued and continued till we bought my Mangal Sutra, rings, sado, and the wedding suit. Okay, so that's how we landed here. So this thing gave me a ray of hope. Okay, this is how I found hope. During this during this crisis, I saw something good happening with me. So this is my story. So I want to listen to your story, because talking about me, I mean, listening about myself and listening about something gives me good goosebumps. Now imagine if I listen to you, how wonderful it would be. So what is that one thing which gave you hope, or which is that one thing which gives you hope during this situation? So anyone can go ahead. Who wants to talk? Yes, Bharti ma'am. Yes, go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah, something that gave me hope during this situation is the general goodness in human beings. There is a spirit of goodness in everybody. Nobody is 100% bad. And if you take the average, I think the goodness is more than the other parts, let's say. So that is what gave me hope. Not the government, not the administration, not anybody else, but individuals in society who will probably come together. Human beings have survived because of this goodness, not because of governments. So the individual goodness of human beings gave me hope. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am. It's really nice to hear that. What about others? Any one person, then we will go ahead with the meeting. Yeah, I can see Royal's specs, like literally glowing. I think Royal, yeah, is filled with hope. Yeah, please, Royal.
Well, hope, as ma'am said, I was this time first time in the human history where things were off our control, and yet the common people just came together and started helping each other beyond the caste, creed, religion, and all that stuff. So it's a hope. It's a good sign for better future for everyone. So yeah, that's a sign of hope for me.
Thank you, Royal. So we will move ahead with the meeting. So our meeting will be divided into 3 segments. First will be prepared speeches, then table topics, then evaluation. So the first speaker of the day is Toastmaster Larsen. Before I introduce him, I would like to introduce his evaluator, Toastmaster Rashmika. She's a president from Manipal Udpi Toastmasters Club. She is an engineer and she is a part-time tutor as well. She loves to bake and she loves to dance. So I now request the Toastmaster with a beautiful smile, Toastmaster Rashmika, to read out the objectives.
Thank you so much, Fiona. The target speaker is in level 1, project 3, research and presenting. And the objectives of his speech is to learn or review basic research method and present a well-organized or a well-researched speech on any topic. So a timer, please note the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes, and all the best to you, Larsen.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rashmika. Toastmaster Larsen is a physics lecturer by profession. Yeah.
We have to share the word of the day for today. Can I share the word of the day? All right. Thank you so much, Fiona. The word of the day for today is empower. E-M-P-O-W-E-R. Empower. It's a verb form, which means to encourage and support the ability to do something. To encourage and support the ability to do something. Example, Toastmasters empowers individuals to get the skills they need to become the better communicator and leaders. Another meaning is to give legal authority for something. Example, the legislature is empowered to make laws for the betterment of the people. The phrase of the day is rise to the occasion. Rise to the occasion, meaning to show that you can deal with a difficult situation successfully. To show that you can deal with a difficult situation successfully. Example, in the exam, she rose to the occasion and wrote a brilliant essay. Rise to the occasion is the phrase of the day, and word of the day is empower. Over to you, Toastmaster Fiona.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amit. We say since the standard and lightning in Manipal, so our general evaluator could not be here. So Amit will be doing the general evaluation and giving the speech and doing a lot of things together.
I know. Prajwal is going to be the general evaluator.
Okay, now there's a change again. Okay.
I've actually forgotten about many things, so it's okay. Can you start off with that?
Prajwal Par. Prajwal
Oh,
Par.
thank you.
Okay, Prajwal, Prajwal will be the general evaluator. So, Prajwal, should I give the control to you, and can you introduce the account grammarian is already there, the timer?
Yes, sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I am Prajwal. I am from BBC Toastmasters Mysore. So today I'll be the general evaluator. Basically, I'll give a brief. General evaluator will look throughout the meeting and give few pointers where we could have implemented few more ideas which could have made the meeting a much successful one. It will always be a good meeting. It will always be a great meeting. There is always something creative which you could have added which can take it to the next level. That's where I come in. I'll give you those points which can take your meeting to the next level. For that job, I have 3 more people who will be helping me. So that is the tag team, timer, accounter, and grammarian. So for today, the timer is DTM Bharti ma'am. So I would like to give the screen to DTM Bharti ma'am to explain her role.
Yeah. So I guess everybody knows about the timing and the facilities. I'll be having a blue background when the speaker is speaking. When it is time for the speaker to have the first flag, it will be green, and it will be this, and then it will be yellow, and then it will be red, and it will be red till the speaker finishes speaking, and then I give the time. So I guess that much is enough of input, right? Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, DTM Bharti ma'am, for just giving a demonstration so that the speaker will know how he will be showing the cards. The second role taker is the accounter, and the accounter for today is Toastmaster Anita. Toastmaster Anita, would you like to give a brief about what you will be doing in the meeting?
Yes, of course. I will be counting hours in the middle of the speeches and filling words and pauses. Okay, I'll count and tell.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anita. So with that said, the grammarian for today is Toastmaster Amit. Toastmaster Amit has already he already gave the word of the day and phrase of the day. So I request everyone to implement those in your speeches so that you'll also increase the vocabulary. When you start using it, you'll also get the hang of the word and you'll use it in your regular day life as well. You'll also be checking through the good and not so good usages of grammar. So I guess I've covered the brief of grammarian role as well. So with that said, I'll come in the end, and all of us, the team of evaluators will give you the report in the end. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prajwal. So yeah, I was introducing Toastmaster Lassen. Toastmaster Lassen and I, we work together. He is a lecturer, physics lecturer by profession. You'll come to know when he gives a speech. And then he is interested in sports, politics, and he loves reading. As I've seen, Toastmaster Lassen is a very good event organizer and a very humble person. With that said, Toastmaster Lassen, gravitational wave, known to unknown, gravitational wave, known to unknown, Toastmaster Lassen. All
Excuse
the
me,
best.
5, 6, and 7, right?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. 5, 6, and
Yes,
7.
yes.
Thank you.
It's my screen and I'm audible.
Yes.
When the whole world was in deep sleep on February 11, 2016, there comes a tiny quake due to the collision of two massive black holes at a distance of 1.2 billion light years away from Earth, wobbling the entire space around us, which means stretching and compressing the whole space around it and everything that comes in its way. It may be the sun, the moon, the galaxies, stars, and including you and me. It is true. And you may think that I'm exaggerating too, but I am here to tell you the untold mystery of this universe. Good evening, curious Toastmaster here today. I know I have exaggerated the introduction, and the fact of the research remains the same. This was predicted 100 years ago by the 20th century genius, Professor Albert Einstein, in his general theory of relativity. This tiny quake was a big blow to the science community who were in search of something called as gravitational waves. When these waves reached the Earth, it was so insignificant that stretching and compression was just of the order of the proton. To put that into perspective, it was just a billionth of a strand of a hair. Now, what are gravitational waves? And how do they come into existence? How can we detect them? And what are the applications? Let us see. The source of the gravitational wave is either the collision of two massive black holes or spiraling of two neutron stars or supermassive explosion of a star. Now, these disturbances that are created in the space and time are set to travel and create the ripple in the fabric of space and time. These gravitational waves are disturbances which can travel at the speed of light. Now, one day, if sun decides suddenly to disappear, then we will not know until the 8th minute. We would still go round the sun for about 8 minutes. And only at the 8th minute, we will come to know when the gravitational wave from the sun hits us. Until then, we will keep on going around it, and when it hits, we will move into a different path. Now, how can we detect this such an insignificant wave? Now, to detect this, gravitational waves are non-mechanical waves. They cannot be detected by any telescopes. Telescopes are just useless in detecting this because gravitational waves are not part of the electromagnetic spectrum. That means they are not like any other waves that we have. Maybe it may be X-rays, gamma rays, or any other rays. These are completely different kind of waves. These waves can even travel to the deepest corner of the universe where we cannot reach even through a telescope. And to measure these small disturbance in our space, we need to have sophisticated instruments and we need to have very precise equipments such as LIGO, we have Virgo in Italy, and also LISA. Let us see how we can measure by one of the instruments. LIGO stands for Laser Informatory Gravitational Wave Observatory, which is located all over the world. These waves, these detectors have L-shaped arms which is spread across 4 kilometers in length and maintained at high ultra vacuum. It is very important to know, and we have to use a specialized laser when we want to work with this kind of instrument. We use a powerful laser, and this laser is split at the junction of two arms, and this laser will travel within the vacuum and it will be reflected back at the ends where the mirrors are placed. These reflected rays will come and re-merge. The arrangement of the re-merging is such that one wave will cancel the other wave. Hence, no light will be there to detect. Now, when the gravitational wave hits the earth or any other surface, this distance in the arm is changed, and the light of one arm will not cancel the light of the other arm, and we can detect the light in the detector. This confirms the gravitational wave as predicted by Einstein. We may be fooled by the very nature of the seismic waves to gravitational waves. These noise could be reduced if we use global chain of detectors all over the world. And in India, this detector is going to come up soon. The application of this gravitational waves are only limited to a certain region or certain fields now. For example, in scientific community, we can use it to study the 95% of the universe. Only 5% of the universe is visible to us. And our rest of the universe is either dark matter, dark energy, antiparticle, or different matters. So it helps us to view the universe in totally different way. But to a common man, there is no such significant as of now, but it is too early for us to comment on it. Thank you. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Larsen. It was very informative. Yeah, it's indeed, it really looks as interesting. He told me that he loves science, and the speech really looks that is really interested in science. I remember he had taught me vectors and scalars once. So thank you, Toastmaster Larsen. Now we'll go ahead with the next speaker. Is the next speaker, Toastmaster Amit. Before that, I would like to introduce as evaluator Toastmaster Prajwal. Toastmaster Prajwal is a VP Education from VVC Toastmasters Mysore. So I asked him, what is that one thing which gives you hope? And he's a VP Education. So what can you expect from VP Education? Because I was one VP Education. I was once a VP Education. So most of the VP Educations are one such who concentrate on members' progress more than their own. And Prajwal is one such. So he told me his hope was helping his members grow, and his focus was on newsletter when we all are focused on our life and whether we live. So that's what our VP Education is. So Toastmaster Prajwal, please read out the objectives of the speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Fiona. good evening once again to everyone, and a special good evening to my target speaker, Toastmaster Amit. You are attempting your high performance leadership second speech. So basically, you are applying your leadership styles or your knowledge of leadership and planning and organizing a committee and implementing a plan. So in the first speech, you gave out your plan and vision. So in this speech, you will be giving us a brief outline or your overview or your insight on the completion of the project or your experience on the completion of the project, how your project went. So that is your objective. So that's it. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster President.
Timing?
So,
Timing?
5 to 7 minutes.
5 to 7 minutes. Thank you, Toastmaster Prajwal. So our second speaker of the day is Toastmaster Amit Ananda. I always call him the brand ambassador of Toastmasters. He loves painting and gardening and cooking as well. and then he's an amazing leader, is an amazing leader because he is my mentor as well. He's compassionate and hardworking person. So over to you, Toastmaster Amit. Toastmaster Amit, young leaders I witnessed Toastmaster Amit. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Bharti ma'am, before you start my time, I would request Nikita, if your connectivity is okay, can you be the grammarian for my speech?
Yes, Amit, I can take over as a grammarian and gender evaluator. The lightning issue is resolved.
Resolved?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you will continue as the grammarian and the general evaluator.
Yes, I can take over. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. Bharti ma'am, I should start now. Franklin D. Roosevelt once he said, "We cannot always build the future for our youth, but we can build our youths for the future." How meaningful is this word, this phrase, the quotation that Roosevelt has told? And I am very much proud of myself to witness this happen in the young leadership program that I had planned as my high performance leadership program. My last speech, I had laid out my plan of how the youth leadership program is going to take place. And I just want to present the report of how we have fared through the YLP program. Now, we all know that the youngsters crave for knowledge. They are like sponges. And I had an opportunity to go to the Basil Evangelical Mission School here in Car Street and conduct the YLP program. But to do that, I had to explain the management what basically YLP program was all about. So I had to meet the management and explain to them about the Toastmasters YLP program. And once they agreed to conduct the YLP program for their high school and the PU students, I had to approach the teachers to explain to them what is all about and at least get the feedback from the students, like if they are interested in developing their public speaking and leadership skills. And I, meanwhile, went to the District 121, which is our district, and spoke to the YLP coordinator, and she suggested me to go through certain materials in the district website and download those material and gave it to the school. And I also formed a small team of members and coordinators and also the trainers required for these sessions. To my surprise, when I spoke to the teachers, and the teachers gave me a feedback saying 50 students are interested in the YLP program. And I was taken aback, like normally the YLP program is meant for 25 student maximum. Now, how am I going to handle it? That's when I realized that as a member, I have my dear member in our club. She's a Toastmaster Ashrita, and I wanted her to take up this role as the YLP coordinator along with me. So we both now came as a YLP coordinator, and to assist us, we had Royal and Fiona, as this is my future plan that we have to have more YLP programs in BEM school. So that is why I had included Fiona and Royal. We went, and on March 13th, we had our first YLP program, and the response was simply amazing, where the students, they just loved the way we presented uh, the program. We conducted these sessions with the help of the Toastmasters in of other clubs. We had education sessions from Bharati ma'am. We had education session by Mahima. We had education session by Divyashri Gatti. All of us, we collectively try to give the maximum information to these students, and adding to our surprise that these students were Kannada medium students, and it was a challenge to all of us to think in Kannada and also speak in Kannada to these students. And students did like the simple Kannada that we spoke. It was not at all complicated, but once the program was over, the students came to us with so much of enthusiasm to continue and have more sessions. And I think by the term next, what we have is, if in case the school reopens by July, I think we are going to have another 50 more students lined up to have another session of YLP. So I'm very happy that the YLP program was a success in the BEM school, and I'm very happy about the satisfaction that I see in these children and the teachers to see their children of various backgrounds, of um, uh, poor background, and also from the out of state background or out of the district backgrounds. They are all fascinated about the public speaking platform and the leadership platform that Toastmasters have. And I really have to thank Royal and Fiona and Larson for supporting this cause, and all the members who have come as education trainers, Bharti ma'am, and Divyashri Gatti and Mahima and Sapna, for uh, doing a wonderful job in making this YLP program a success. Over to you, Fiona. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amit. The next speaker of the day, last speaker of the day is Toastmaster Royal. I would like to introduce as evaluator, Toastmaster Jacob. Toastmaster Jacob was an engineer, now happily enjoying his retired life. Is a veteran Toastmasters, a soft-spoken person, and it's always a pleasure to talk to him. Toastmaster Jacob, kindly read out the objectives.
Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. A very good evening to all of you. Thank you, Faina, for the nice introduction. Today my speaker is Royal, and he is doing understanding your leadership style. Project 2, level 1. Correct, no? Yeah. And his objectives of the speech are: the purpose of this project is for the member to identify his or her primary leadership style or styles. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of his primary leadership style or discuss leadership styles in general. It can be any informative speech, humorous speech, and as his forte, fictional also. All the best, Royal. Back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jacob.
5, 7, right? 5, 6, 7.
Yes. Toastmaster Royal is a co-founder of Formative Private Limited. I remember the first time when I met Royal, and I was a VP education. I had to force him to give speeches. I had to literally beg, okay, today you just give the speech. It's just 5 to 7 minutes, that's all. But now he's so self-motivated person that he will force me to give my speeches. So and he remains calm in every situation. Sometimes I've been very annoying to him, and I don't know if I've never seen him get angry or anything. He's very calm person. So that being said, Toastmaster Royal, always eat last, Toastmaster Royal.
Imagine you're running on a railway platform to board a moving train. The railway station is jam-packed with people all around you, and you can hear some announcements going on in the background. And once you enter the train, one of your slipper falls on the platform. What will you do? Will you get down, collect it, and board the next train? Or will you just let it go and decide to buy a new one? Think about it for a while, and I will get back to you. My dear TMOD and my fellow leaders, one evening, I was driving my way back home around 8 p.m. after a hectic work schedule. I was hungry like an Egyptian mummy who has not eaten for years. I quickly bought a parcel of burgers and yummy French fries from McDonald's. And as I was driving, I was listening to this Tamil song, Rowdy Baby, and munching on my French fries. I was just enjoying the drive. But 50 meters ahead of me, I could see the traffic signal changing from green to yellow. Little did I know, this change in color will also bring a change in my perspective. If you are from US, it's an indication that you need to slow down and to stop the vehicle. But in India, for us, it's a different indication. It's an indication for us to step on that accelerator and make sure we are not caught in that red light. And I knew I had only 2 seconds to avoid the red light. But then all of a sudden, a kid holding a bunch of balloons pops up in the middle of the road. I immediately held my steering wheel and as if I'm strangling someone's neck, and I hit the brakes, closing my eyes. The sound of the screeching tires was like a devil screaming near my ears. It still resonates in my ears. But when I opened my eyes, I could see all the balloons flying by, the red, the green, and the purple color. My hands were shivering. I quickly rushed outside my car, hoping that nothing went wrong. But what I saw shocked me. His mother was hugging him. She was in between the car and the kid, and my car was just few inches away from her shoulders. I let out a deep breath, a sense of relief, but I was furious. I yelled at them, "What the hell are you doing?" And the kid was crying profusely. I let the anger go and I gave his mother a burger which I had. And I waited for the traffic signal to change its color. I reached home safely. This happened a few months ago. And after this incident, I was writing a speech about leadership for this project. And according to the objectives, I was wondering, what is a leader? And as usual, Google rescued me. I wrote down all the different styles of leadership: the autocratic style, the authoritative style, the democratic style, the coaching style, the affiliative style. I also listed out some examples of leadership as well. And I crafted a beautiful speech. My mind was saying that this is a very good speech and it serves the objective. But my heart was confused. Something was missing, but I was not sure what was that. Even though my speech was well crafted, I didn't deliver it. I completed my other level, which is the level 3, and I completed those speeches. And last week, I finally decided to revisit this speech. I could see, this time I could spot what was missing. It served the objective, but it wouldn't make a difference to my audience because all I was doing was giving them a bunch of information. While I was rethinking about leadership, whether I'm a leader, what is my position in the society or in general life as a leader? The first thing that popped up to my mind was that balloon kid's mother. For me and for that kid, she was a leader who was willing to sacrifice her life for her kid. She was a leader who made sure that her kid had the entire burger, even though she knew she would sleep hungry. She was a leader who didn't have a title. We know many people who are positional leaders, who let their position define them. But a real leader doesn't need a title. And I think this is my style of leadership. I believe every one of us has a leader within us. All we got to do is go within and explore it. No leader sets out to be a leader. No one just wakes up every morning and says, "Aaj mujhe leader banna hai." No one does that. People set out to live their life expressing themselves fully. And when that expression is of value, that's when they become leader. So the point is not to become a leader. The point is to be yourself. Remember, leaders always eat last, but serves first. Over to you. Wait. I forgot about the question. Coming back to the question, what would you do if you were on that train? Will you get down from the train or move ahead with one slipper on your feet? Do you know what Mahatma Gandhi did? He threw his other slipper as well. And a person next to him was confused. Why did you do that? Then he says, the person who will find these slippers will have a complete pair of slippers so that he can use it. That's what leadership is about. It's an act. It's not a position. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Royal. It was an amazing speech. When Royal spoke about eat and train, I remember one of the incidents that happened to me. My friend invited me to Goa and he told me, this is a train, this is a place, and this is a platform. So I didn't know anything. I just booked the tickets and I reached at Mangalore Junction. In Mangalore Junction, I was supposed to take a train from the 3rd platform. And I didn't know what I just thought, okay, 3rd platform was. Immediately I walked down and I stood near the 2nd platform. I didn't know it was 2nd. Till then I thought it was 3rd. I took samosa. Fellow came and started screaming samosas. I was hungry. I took the samosa and grabbed and I just started to eat it. After everything, after relaxing for 10-15 minutes, the train was about to leave. I'm seeing there's another train to the in the third platform leaving, and I realized sorry, in the second platform leaving, and even my train is already it's slow and I can't run out of the train. I started panicking, literally threw that little bit of the samosa and I started running. I ran and I literally peeped. I realized, oh God, that was the second platform, and that was the second platform. I was supposed to be in the other platform, and I was so scared. I started running here and there, and somehow I managed to put my head outside and peeped and read the train, and it was written H. Nizamuddin. So I called my friend telling which train I was supposed to board. He said Hazrat Nizamuddin. No, this is H. Nizamuddin. I think I'm boarded the wrong train. I was panicking so much that I forgot H means Hazrat. So later, once I came back and I was okay that I'm in the right train, because then the people there told me, what's wrong with you? What happened to you that you were just running like a mad dog? 5 minutes ago, you were relaxing, keeping your leg up and eating samosas, and all of a sudden you started doing. I said, I was just confused. I sat on a wrong platform. So, and I so hoped that it was a right train. And they told me, no, last moment there was a change and there was an announcement going on, which I didn't hear, that they had changed the platform. Lucky me. Or else I would have reached Kerala, not Goa. So, so now I request our timer to DTM Bharti to read out the to give us the timer's report.
Yeah. So all three are empowered Toastmasters who have risen to the occasion and kept within the time. So Larsen took 7.24 minutes, Amit 7 minutes, and Roel 7 minutes 4 seconds. All are well within time. I have to leave for a prior commitment. So with the permission of the Toastmaster of the day, I need to leave. This meeting was supposed to be 3:30, I think. So I agreed to be timer here and timer somewhere else. So that's how it is. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. So everyone is qualified for the speech. Now, let us go, before we go to the next segment, I'd asked you one question. What is that one thing that has given you hope during this time of crisis, or gives you hope? We have a few guests here. Prajwal Suvarna, why don't you go first? Yeah, always start. Yes.
Yeah, what was the question again?
What is that one thing that gives you hope? Since we are going through a lot of crisis and everyone is talking very negative about it, why don't we talk something which has what good has happened to us during this year?
I think for me, usually my timings, whenever during the non-pandemic time, it is mostly outside. I sometimes just go home just to sleep there. So what has happened is, after the pandemic, we have spent a substantial amount of time with your family. Now it's like you get so used to it. Okay, initially it was very tough because you're going outside all the time. Now you get so comfortable, and it's a different experience altogether, because when you're outside, you kind of adore the outside world, but you don't spend much time at home. Now we are inside, you actually find the relevance, the kind of importance that they have played in your life also. It's a very good different experience. I think this pandemic has actually taught me to prioritize family to a certain extent. Yeah.
And thank you, Prajwal, for that. Yeah, I know. I remember I've spent a lot of time with my pets that they find me annoying now. So next, so we have Praveen Brax here. So can you please tell us that one thing which gives you hope? You're there with us? Okay, I think Praveen can't hear us. Okay, what about Toastmaster Zina? And one thing which gives you hope during this time?
Oh, a very good evening to all. During this pandemic time, I learned to get that confidence and independent, totally independent on my own self because I live alone. So it did not make me scared at all. I was fearless. So this is the time I really learned because it is a big challenge. I couldn't see anybody when the pandemic was announced and there was a lockdown. I couldn't see anyone, not even one soul on the street, on the outside the window. And it's very scary when it's deserted, But that did not make me fearless. And yeah, I'm also confident that this also shall pass. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Zina. Now let us go ahead with the second segment of the day. Toastmaster Amit, can I know who is the timer now?
Yes.
Oh, you want me to be the timer?
Can you, or like I can make the, but I don't have the colored screens. Do you have the colored screens with you?
I don't have, but I have it on my phone. If you can, no, the phone looks blur, I think so.
That will be fine. That will be fine. Can
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Screen or something?
I can give, but the thing is, see, I will turn myself green then.
No, you hold your camera off like that.
No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work with my.
With your this one, okay.
Yes. So that is the issue that I have.
Royal, you have it on your this one laptop.
I can share the screen, but I need to. Okay, give me some time. Should I do it?
Do the.
Or else I'll do it on my phone. Can you all see if I do it on my phone?
We can see the phone.
1 second, I'll just show it to you all. Can you see it's green?
Yes.
Yellow? Oh, I don't think so.
I'll do one thing. I'll share the screen.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. That will be great.
Do I have the pics? Okay, I can share the screen. Okay. Fine.
Okay. So our table topic master of the day is Toastmaster Ashrita. She's a one who checks on your smile because she's a prosthodontist by profession, and even she has a beautiful smile. And it is she's I've worked with her when she was a president. She's very calm and always with a smile, whatever it is, like okay da, it will be fine. She's a go-getter. So over to you, Toastmaster Ashrita.
Thank you so much, Fiona, for your lovely words. But I would like Amit. Amit, can I move forward and share the screen?
Yes, please.
Yes, okay. Just give me 2 minutes. Can't see my screen.
Did you keep it open? You have to keep
Yeah, that's what I think it's shut. Just a minute. Yeah. Yeah, I got it. Okay. Yeah, is it visible, everybody?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So thank you very much. I mean, hope and despair is supposed to be a very good topic given by our TMOD today. So hope is the only thing I can say which drives us. So we all thought, but right now, I think to be realistic is much better in this situation. So I always end up giving some, note of suggestions. So I think when TMOD Toastmaster Fiona told us about the good things, what happens, what is going to happen, or what you think is happening in your life, I think so. We need to be more realistic right now and take 2 shots of the vaccine. That will serve the purpose for the time being, believe me. All right. So moving on, I think one of y'all can just raise your hands, or probably I think I'm going to call out the names, if that's okay by y'all. Let me just call out people who have not spoken today. Okay, I can see Maithili Rajan, Toastmaster Maithili Ranjan, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening so very much. So if we can move on, if you can see the screen, if it's clear enough, I can read it out to you. Do you think mobiles are a ray of hope right now? Your time starts now. Over to you.
I think mobiles can be a ray of hope because you can keep in touch with your near and dear ones or your friends, asking them like how they are, whether they are doing fine. At the same time, it can be a menace as well because with all the negativity and all the false news like running around the internet, so it is it can be a menace. So I think at this point, like a judicious use of the mobile phones, it can be a ray of hope. That's all I think. Yes. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Maithili. You had some more time, but nevertheless, that was a great start, I think. All right.
Ashrita, one
Yes.
request.
Yes, Royal.
While the speaker is speaking, can you please don't share your screen so that I can share the timer screen?
Oh yeah. All right, I can do that.
Next
Yeah, I
speaker.
just have to give stop sharing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fine, great.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, so let's move on to the next topic, and that is, well, I've given the topic before I call the person so that you can at least get to know what it is. Let me just call on Toastmaster Anita. Madam, is it okay for you to just try out this topic? Toastmaster Anita? Yeah,
Can you
lovely.
hear me? Yes.
Yes, we can
Yes,
hear
I have
you.
the topic. What
So,
would you hope for the people in general? Yes, during this pandemic,
yes, exactly.
I hope only social distancing and maintaining the social distancing and not to get into the roads. So people should have most social responsibility during this pandemic, and they should cooperate to get down the pandemic. And yes, right now I'm not thinking anything. Yeah, that is the
go on. Yeah, but you can still keep talking.
okay. People should get the
Think of a funny.
yeah, people should get the vaccines also, and
Yes.
this is not the time to repent what they are not having, but it is the time to appreciate what they have right now. So they should not be into the race of the materialistic desires, but they should take care of their health. Thank you. That's it, ma'am.
Okay, great. Okay, that was lovely. Good attempt. Well, the next topic, if y'all can see this, if y'all can see the screen, is I'm giving the topic before I call out the person so that you get a little bit of time for prep. All right. So what additional feature would you hope in your laptop? Let me just call out. Okay. Anyone who is ready to speak on this topic? Suman, Toastmaster Suman? Or yeah, she herself has raised her hand. Yeah, Suman. Toastmaster Suman, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Good morning. Good evening, Toastmaster, and all the. Yeah. So I have these days during the pandemic, and nearly for a year, have been working from home, and I've been using a laptop a lot. I mean, sometimes no more than 10 hours. So most of my time I spend on my laptop. So the feature what I would like to had might be like, I would like to download some software that would help me to improve on my oral and written communication skill, because I have to know very particular while writing an email. I have to be I have to articulate like how I want to communicate. I mean, especially the business emails. So that is one feature I would like to add it to my laptop, so that it will help me to improve on my communication skills. And um, um, so recently I have downloaded a software called as Grammarly, which will help me to correct. I mean, it's not a paid, so if it is a paid one, I have to it will have more features. The way how I articulate my communication in a business email. So there are other features like other software or other things that I want to upload if I come across something that would be useful in my work life, and also something that would be useful for my kids, because it's a summer vacation for the kids, so they don't have anything for now. So I would explore something. I mean, there are a lot of things that is coming up for the kids. So I would definitely like to do something that will help my kids to improve um, in their academic, as well as something that will be useful for their extracurricular. Thank you.
Okay, that was lovely. Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Suman. Very nice. I've also come across Grammarly. It is a self-correction app of grammar, I suppose. Yeah, because we usually use that for our publications. So, and there's also one more. Since you said that, I thought I can add something on it. There's something called as Mendeley also, Mendeley. So the pronunciation could be wrong. You can just Google search it. Even that is pretty good. Over this lockdown period, I've learned a lot about all these apps, which is very helpful. Thank you, Toastmaster Suman. So we shall move on. And okay, I think I'll call on Toastmaster Srinivas. I saw his name there. I think he's there. Say yes if you're there, Srinivas. Hi.
Yeah, I'm there. Sure.
Yeah, okay. So your topic would be, what would you hope for a friend? Since the theme is hope, so I connected all the topics with hope. So what would you hope for a friend? Toastmaster Srinivas, over to you.
Before I begin, how do I pin Royal to the screen so that I can see the time?
Yeah, I've stopped sharing it, and I think Royal is going to start sharing the screen.
Royal, in case you're speaking, you're on mute.
Yeah, I'll share the
Yeah.
screen.
Let me know.
Yes, I'll share the screen here.
Srinivas, you can just click on the icon next to Royal's picture, right? And
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So shall I begin?
Yes, Srinivas.
What would I hope for in a friend? First of all, loyalty is deep in my veins. So the first thing I'd hope for anyone is to always be loyal. I've always kept a very small circle of friends in my whole life. I believe it's not always as a kid. Obviously, the more amount of friends you have, it's sort of something that you can brag. But as you get older, there are more snakes than real friends. So the one thing that I'd really hope for in a friend is loyalty. Second thing is respect. It's very important for your friend to respect you, and the other way around as well. There can be a lot of disagreements, but it always has to be done in a it always has to be communicated in a very respectful manner. The third thing is I want him or her to be a football fan. So that each time my team wins against them, I get to brag, and I get to rub it in their face. the fourth thing I would say is the person just to be pretty cool in nature. But when I say cool, I mean in terms of temper. I don't like it when people are short tempered. I just want people to just have fun. Don't take life too seriously. Just have fun. Yeah, these are essentially the main things that I look for in a friend. Over to you, Ashita.
Oh, thank you, Srinivas. That's a rather long list, but nevertheless a very interesting one. And we have the last topic. So I think we can ask Prajwal Suvarna to just take this topic, maybe since he's here. Hi, Prajwal. Can you hear me?
Hi, Toastmaster Ashrita.
Yeah, hi. So your topic is, what kind of view do you hope for from your window?
Okay. I
What
just checked all
kind
my
of view
windows
do you
outside.
hope for from your window? Okay, I'm just going to stop sharing the screen so that Royal can catch up with the time.
Yeah, can I start, ma'am?
Yes, you can start now.
I
Yeah.
think probably when you're just getting a few gray hairs and your waistline is also increasing, hope, the word hope is just a mirage for you, because what happens is nothing works on hopes. You realize you're in that phase of life, you know that okay, doesn't really work out, so you just have to kind of accept whatever it is, however it is, the way it is. And that's where you kind of find whatever view you may have the best. You may have the Arabian Sea across your window, or you may have the touch me not plant or the Parthenium plant next to it. Doesn't matter, because once you accept it, however it is, however bad, however not so good, however beautiful it is, if your state of mind is calm, if your state of mind is happy, outside things doesn't really matter. Because right now, if you see the pandemic situation, a lot of times people, we just see the news. There is so much negativity when we go through WhatsApp or Facebook or internet. There'll be a lot of things which are kind of affects us, right? It is like that view which we can see from our window. You don't expect that to give that pleasure for yourself. If you kind of expect that to happen, that means you are just becoming a football of the entire world, right? So I believe that probably, I hope, I don't know, it's kind of easy to say it. I'll just, it's very easy to say it, but it's very challenging to practice it. But the more I look into it, probably with a little more gray hairs, probably I would realize that accepting whatever that thing is, whatever the view I have outside the window is the way it is, I probably will be in a happier person than otherwise. Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Ashrita.
Yeah, exactly. Well said, Prajwal. Thank you so very much, everyone. Well, we had Toastmaster Maithili Ranjan, Toastmaster Anita, Toastmaster Suman, Toastmaster Prajwal, and Toastmaster Srinivas, who participated in the table topic. I guess the timer would have the timings taken by each one of them. So
Yes.
thank you for the opportunity for being the table topic master today. And thank you so very much, everyone. Appreciate the hope in despair. And each one of us are here to empower the other member. So let us do so and raise to the occasion, because it is time for us probably to share some positivity. Thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster. Over to you, Toastmaster Royal, to let us know the time taken by each one of them. Thank you. See you later.
Good evening, everyone, once again. So time taken by Toastmaster Maithili is 56 seconds. Toastmaster Anita is 1 minute 5 seconds. Toastmaster Suman, it's 2 minutes 10 seconds. Toastmaster Srinivas is 1 minute 27 seconds. And Toastmaster Prajwal, it's 1 minute 50 seconds.
Thank you, Toastmaster Royal. So before we go ahead with the next segment, I would like to tell you actually what happened during the lockdown. Last March, when they asked everyone to sit inside the house, I started wondering what about the street dogs and cats? What are other animals? What would happen to them? So and then I started feeding the dogs and the cats in my locality. Then I started wondering where, and then there are people stuck everywhere. That was a matter of concern, and every night, day and night, it was bothering me. And so I thought, let me call a few of my students and ask them what they are doing. So one of my students told me that they have a group, so kindly join the WhatsApp group. And then when I joined the WhatsApp group, I realized they allotted us the locality, and there we had to feed all the animals there. And not only animals, they fed many people as well. But and many good things happened. So so somewhere that humanity for what we was coming to the humanity, that humanity was coming to life. That is what I had seen. Okay, so that was an amazing experience. So now before we go ahead, I would like to ask anyone here. Praveen, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, that what is that one thing which gives you hope? What is that one thing which makes you feel good?
God. And somebody is listening to me. Someone is listening to me. Hello?
Hello, you're audible.
Yes.
Yes, you're audible.
That's all right. God is giving me hope. That my praise is listened to.
We can't hear you, I think.
Can you now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, I hope that God will listen to my prayers. What I asked for.
Okay. Thank you. I heard you now. Thank you, Prajwal. Thank you, Praveen. Sorry. Now let us go ahead with the next segment. So that's the third segment of the day. That is evaluation. For that, I will call upon Toastmaster Nikita. Toastmaster Nikita is a secretary of Manipal Udupi Toastmasters. I didn't know much about her, so I called Amit and I asked him, what can you say? What can you tell me about Nikita? So he told me she's a generous and a humble leader, and she told me that she likes to do many activities which keep her busy. Over to you, Toastmaster Nikita.
Thank you, Fiona. I don't know if you can see, but I'm actually blushing right now. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. And I'm very sorry for the confusion in the middle, but this is my work laptop and I will not risk my work laptop for the thunder and the lightning. So thank you for understanding, and thank you, Amit, for taking over the role. I know you had 3 roles as a speaker as well to take over. So thank you. So let us quickly begin with the evaluation segment. The first speaker today was Toastmaster Larsen, who gave a wonderful speech, which I missed half of, but a very informative and educated speech, as I could see. And he was evaluated by, correct me if I'm wrong, it's not Rashmika, right? I cannot see her here.
I know it was Rashmika.
Okay.
But I think she's not there. But meanwhile, as a part of the grammarian, I have noted down few things in his.
Okay.
So I can give him the evaluation.
Okay, sure.
On Rashmika's behalf.
Okay, sure. And if anybody else has also noted down a speech, as the member of your club, I request all of you to help Toastmaster Larsen improve by giving him your feedback. Sorry, Larsen, you might get a few unsolicited advice because of this, but nevertheless, I assure you it will help you in the future. So I request Toastmaster Amit to please give out feedback for Toastmaster Larsen, and timer, please note the timing is 2 to 3 minutes. Thank you, and over to you, Amit.
Thank you so much, Nikita. It was indeed a pleasure listening to a physics professor. Larsen, the way you described the things that what has happened so far with to do with the entire system of supernova and the gravitational pull. The language was very scientific. The research topic, I know it is very dear to you, so you have uh, you have explored, and we know that the knowledge of physics really has empowered you, and we we know that you are a very knowledgeable physics professor. The very good usage of scientific words, I can say, like you have used wobbling, compression, exaggerating, relativity, gravitational, protons, perspective. I thought I went back to my BSc physics class. Okay, so I mean, to me, I mean, I am a science person, so I could relate myself. So when we give, this is the good part was this. Now comes to your review part of what you can improve. That is, if you're giving a scientific presentation, you need to know who your audience is. When your audience is a non-scientific audience, then you need to dissolve, scientifically speaking, dissolve all your knowledge what you have and make it very simple, so that the naive person sitting in front of sitting in front of us as audience are able to absorb the little knowledge what they can they have. Okay, so in your future speeches, it would be advised or according to me is that you can um, contact your VP education, or the surroundings who might come, who might not, who might arrive at your speeches. If you can do it well before you rehearse your speech, mellow down it, make it very simple so that everybody understands. That is the only suggestion that I can give. But otherwise, with the pictograms, with the presentations, whatever you have shown, it was fantastic. And I hope to see more um, scientific presentations from you. Over to you, Nikita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amit. That was a good feedback. Our next speaker was Toastmaster Amit himself, who was evaluated by Toastmaster Prajwal. Is it Prajwal Hebbar or Prajwal Suvarna?
Hebbar.
Prajwal Hebbar. All right. Thank you. Yeah. So over to our second evaluator, Toastmaster Prajwal Hebbar.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikita. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and special good evening to my target speaker, Toastmaster Amit. The topic which you chose, youth leadership program. So, why it is a very good topic? Why it is the best topic for your high performance leadership is you're not just planning something, or you're not just giving a speech, or you're not just completing a project. With that, you're inspiring the audience to do the same. You're inspiring the audience to help the youth. There is a lot of scope, like being an engineering student right now. When I was in my PUC or when I was in my 10th, I didn't know much about communication, or I didn't know much about public speaking. So you are telling the people here that you can help other people. You can help the youth to understand about this, to know about this. So which would have helped me in my PU days. So that's one thought-provoking topic. So kudos to that. You started with a quote which was relating to your topic, which exactly described what you wanted to tell. So which gave an essence to your speech. You started with a quote which added more value to your speech. Your whole speech was raw. It was a report which you were giving your experience, which you were sharing. So it was a raw speech. Raw speeches are good when you're sharing your experiences. With that, there comes few more aspects which can make it better. So first thing is, I saw that you were getting emotional while giving the speech. It's a good thing because I believe by getting emotional, you can connect to the audience. But where you were lagging was you were getting emotional, but it was not connecting with the audience. They were wondering why you were getting emotional. If you could have inflicted that thought why you were emotional amongst the audience, they could have felt what you were feeling. That would have made a greater impact on the audience. Uh, Somewhere along the line, I found that the structure of the speech was missing. You went further along in the speech and you realized you missed few parts and you came back. So you were bouncing back and going forward, bouncing back and going forward. These were the two major things which I noticed. I feel that you were not completely prepared. Even though it was a report, you could have made it much more interesting or much more curious for the people. You could have started with a very suspense note. You could have taken on with the journey. You could have told whoever was the uh, speakers or what you did. And then in the end, you could have brought up how the students like and how did it affect your emotional connect. So if you would have gone in this flavor, the whole speech would have been complete. With that said, the speech was very good. You made an impact on the audience. You inflicted a thought on the audience. That's a success for you. The challenges would be uh, you can bring out your emotional connect along the audience and structure your speech in a manner that it would give a greater impact. That's it. Over to you, Mr.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prajwal, for the feedback to Toastmaster Amit. Our third speaker for today was Toastmaster Roel, who was evaluated by Toastmaster Jacob. Over to you, Toastmaster Jacob, for your evaluator's report.
General evaluator and fellow Toastmasters again, and my speaker in general, in particular. Very gripping and empowering speech. Very good beginning. See, what I liked most about the speech was his visualizations. The first one, when he started with that, the railway station. I just could imagine when he described the railway station, standing there with the background messages going on. It was an amazing, that visual. I mean, I could feel that. And that, and the next one is that chapel going down, that question. Immediately it came to my mind about one of my friends' chapel going when I went to see him off. How I got it back, that is different because this message is better. So it will remain like that. And second visualization I liked was about the, when he was driving the car and suddenly halting when the lights turned from whatever happened, that when the baby was in the front and he halted with the screeching tires. I love that expression. That is what actually happens when you are in an accident. The screeching tires and the sudden anger, and he felt the guilt. He felt the guilt, but at the same time anger. Why the person had to jump in the front? It happened to me also. Once I was driving and suddenly one child crossed the road. I had to screech suddenly, but nothing happened. And that day I was a little drunk also. I would have been caught. Anyway, these two visualizations, I liked it very much because when the audience hears the speech, if they can visualize the speech, create visual images in the speech, they'll always take it away when they go back. The second part I liked was the three messages he put. The first one was that was a topic of the day, eating last. Okay, that is very good talk. It is a good message, eating last, because the leader is the one who has to lead and who has to lead all his followers. That was a good message. But then I came to another message about the, he, at the end of the speech, he remembered that, I don't know whether he remembered or he wanted to give a surprise about the Gandhi. When he threw the chappals, when he lost the chappals, he didn't go to get back the chappals as I tried to do, but he thought it will be useful somebody else if he gives him second chappals. That was another quality of his leadership, which he explained it fully. I mean, these two messages, and then one small message was about the traffic light turning from green to red. That transition, when we have to change according to the situation of the leader. I mean, that was two good messages. I got it. I mean, this was a takeaway, and I will always take away this speech because I could imagine the visualization and the messages. And of course, I don't know whether at the end he forgot the speech or he gave us a surprise. Anyway, I will take it as a surprise for us about Gandhi coming and giving the chappals to somebody else. Then one more thing was there, I forgot, but very gripping and empowering speech. And all the best to your Royal, and back to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jacob, for the feedback. All our prepared speakers today have received the feedback from their respective evaluators. It's time to move on to the report from the TAC team. The timer today was distinguished Toastmaster Bharti Shevgu. She's already given the timings of the prepared speech session. Unfortunately, she had to leave, and the timer duties were taken over by Toastmaster Roel D'Souza. Toastmaster Roel, could you please give the timings taken by the evaluators today?
Yes. Time taken by Toastmaster Amit is 3 minutes 7 seconds. Toastmaster Prajwal Hebbar is 3 minutes 15 seconds. Toastmaster Jacob is 3 minutes 48 seconds.
Okay. Do we have any timing disqualifications, any such rule?
It's up to the TMOD, I guess.
TMOD and President Toastmaster Fiona, could you please let us know, are there any timing disqualifications, or can we qualify everyone?
Yeah, we do disqualify, but then it's your call. You can do anything. It's your choice.
Oh no,
Because
no, I'm
I
putting
think
you on the spot,
Toastmasters,
Fiona.
see,
You
like
cannot.
in Toastmasters, time is very important. If we don't stick on to time, we can't expect professionality from others. So I think
True, I agree with you. Yes. So unfortunately, Toastmaster Jacob Koshi, I'm sorry, but you won't be qualified to be considered as a best evaluator. Nevertheless, your feedback was very good and very important for our speaker for them to improve in their future speeches today. So have we heard the timings from the table topic sessions? I think that was already read out. Okay, thank you. Okay, can we have who is going to put out the ballot sheets for voting?
I will.
Okay.
I will just.
Okay. Meanwhile, we'll hear you can keep it ready. Meanwhile, we'll hear from the R counter for today, Toastmaster Anita. Could you please give your R counter's report?
Yes. Good evening once again. The first speaker, Toastmaster Larsen, in his educative speech has used less than 5 hours and some little pauses. And he proved that he's a good physics lecturer. Second speaker, Toastmaster Amit, has used more than 5 hours and has said the word "and" nearly 32 times in his speech. And I too attended to YLP as a teacher at BAM school, and the team was empowering our students to become a leader. And the third speaker, Toastmaster Royal, has used less than 5 hours, and it was good to hear that he rose to the occasion and shared his burger with the balloon seller. Okay, thank you. That's it. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Anita. I think we can all take about 5 seconds to fill the ballots. Amit, could you please let me know when at least a majority of the ballots are done?
Yeah.
Amit, in evaluators, your name is not there.
No, I will not. Evaluator, it is only one, because I had to step in, no, so it's not right. You can continue, Nikita.
Sure. Let me just change Okay, I'm still with the Anarkya background. All right. Okay, so we move on to the third member of the tag team, the grammarian, which is myself. I will start with Toastmaster Amit's speech onwards. Toastmaster Amit, you've already mentioned the good usage of words in Toastmaster Lazen's speech. So I'll start from Toastmaster Amit onwards. Now, I have noted down all those phrases and words which I liked. And they're not particular, they may not be phrases that are unheard of. I'm sure most of these are common, but there are some phrases and words and phrases which are not, which we do not use in our daily conversations, which are mostly written English and not very much spoken, but they sound very nice when you hear it. So I've not noted down. I've heard recently, of late, I've heard senior Toastmasters especially say that it's not nice to pinpoint somebody's mistake. So we can just generally note down all the good uses and phrases that people use. So that is what I've done. I will not be mentioning the name of the person who has used these, but just in general. So the good usages of words and phrases used in this meeting are fade through the program, crave knowledge, to my surprise, adding to our surprise, lined up, fascinated, hungry like a mummy. I would think maybe scary like a mummy or warm like a mummy because they're covered in blankets. Those woolen things, but hungry like a mummy was a new thing for me. Munching. Little did I know. I really like this. I like reading this phrase, but I've not heard this used by people a lot. So little did I know is a very nice way to say it. Indication. Sound was like a devil screeching in my ears. I think you can also substitute devil for a banshee. I've usually heard it with banshee screeching in my ears, but this is also very nice. Resonate in my ears, crying profusely, serve the objectives. Heart was confused. This is a very beautiful way to put it. My mind was clear, but heart was confused. Well crafted, position leader. And real leader doesn't need a title is a very beautiful phrase. I am not even sorry for it. I'm going to steal all of these phrases. Leaders always eat last but serve first. Leadership is an act and not a position. I'm stealing this. I'm not even ashamed to admit this. These are very beautiful phrases. Nevertheless, judicious use, negativity, and rise to the occasion was the phrase of the day. I heard Toastmaster Amit, our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ashrita, and Toastmaster Royal using this. If somebody else uses, please do let me, please correct me if I'm wrong. But I've heard 3 of them use it. So kudos to you. Thank you for using it. And thank you, Amit, for introducing the word of the day and the phrase of the day as well. So this was my report as, and a few, there were not a lot of grammatical mistakes that I found, but what I found was a lot of cut sentences, as in a sentence was said and then cut and then another sentence was started. Maybe it's because you're in, your thoughts are flowing, so your train of thought might have gotten stuck at a particular station, and then you have to, the train starts again, so you don't have time, so you just leave the chappal as it is, maybe throw in the other chappal also and start off at the next station. So maybe because of that. So one particular sentence that I noticed was, we went on and there was a stop there, and then March, whatever the date was, our first program or something. So there were not just one speaker, but a few of the speakers had this. So the sentence was started and then stopped, and then you continued with another sentence. So I understand it's pretty common. Sometimes it happens to me also. I'm sure it has happened when I'm speaking right now. But I think we can all stop with. We can all try and reduce this habit by maybe preparing a little more. So. Yeah, this was my grammarian's report. So moving on with my general evaluator's report, I cannot comment as to when the meeting started because I myself wasn't there, but I can comment on how the meeting went on, which was, in just one word, very smooth. I always enjoy Inspiron meetings because they are always, they're not very formal, and this is not a bad thing. They are always very, filled with stories. It doesn't matter who the Toastmaster of the day is. I used to always think, because whenever I've attended the Inspiron meetings, it was Toastmaster Jacob who was the Toastmaster of the day, and he had this lovely, wonderful stories with this, very nice morals at the end, and it's always from his experience that he speaks out. So it's very nice to see somebody go through that. And well, thank you, Toastmaster Prajwal. The meeting started at 5:05, so somebody was keeping notes. So thank you. I'll come back to that later. Yeah. So like I said, train of thought stops at a station and starts off somewhere else. Okay. So like I was saying, I used to always think that, okay, maybe it's just Toastmaster Jacob, but then Toastmaster Fiona today too had such wonderful stories with, so many good morals that too. And it's very nice when you hear somebody who has gone through that particular experience, learning from that experience and sharing their knowledge with others. So that brings in about more of, that has more of an impact on others, because you know that somebody else has gone through that same experience. So Toastmaster Fiona, wonderful job as a Toastmaster of the day. I used to always think that maybe Toastmaster meetings are very formal. So you have this session and that session and that session. I come to Inspiron Toastmaster and I feel it is a mix between formal and informal, which makes me feel right at home, because this is the pace that I actually like. And this is a pace that I actually enjoy more than like I enjoy this pace. And you feel like learning at this pace where you learn, learning through stories is something that it really works for me. And I'm sure it works for a lot of you as well. So Toastmaster Fiona, wonderful job as a Toastmaster of the day, and moving on smoothly from one topic to from one session to another. Let me move on with the role takers first. The tag team Toastmaster Bharti. Of course, Bharti ma'am, I have nothing to comment on. She is, as a veteran Toastmaster, no matter which situation you put her, even through, she would seamlessly move on from the in-person meetings to the offline meetings. And I'm sure when the in-person meetings start, she'll seamlessly move on, whereas we would let a little bit of time to adjust, from going to speaking to a camera to speaking to people online. So I have no suggestions for her. And Toastmaster Royal, kudos to you for taking over so quickly and swiftly. So thank you for that. And good job done as a timer, very effective. The R counter Toastmaster Anita as well, very effective. I think it was Toastmaster Amit who first told me that it's not necessary to mention the exact number of hours announced. What are we going to do with that number? So just mention more than 5 or less than 5. And I've tried to use this and I've found it really effective. If you say people have used 30 hours, this many years, or 15, that it's not very nice. But more than 5 or less than 5, it is very effective for us also to understand, okay, I need to improve on this, or maybe I've improved. So good job, Toastmaster Anita. And as a grammarian, I can give myself feedback later on as also. Yeah. So that was the tag team. The evaluators have done a very good job today. They not only, because as evaluators, your basic job is to point out the positives in a speech and offer some constructive criticism for the member to improve upon later on. But you did not just do that. I felt like all three of you stepped into the shoes of the speakers today. You didn't just point out their positives or what they can improve upon. You also went in deep into what was their thinking when they wrote the speech, or what was the objective behind writing the speech. So in one way or the all three of you sort of did this, and it was really nice. So you not just offered the usual feedback, but also help them understand as to how they can improve and what sort of audience they should be looking forward to, and in a sense, how to vary their speeches based on the audience that they have. So that was very, very well done, all the three evaluators, and Toastmaster Amit, who jumped in at the last minute. So thank you for that. And I know I mentioned Toastmaster Amit's name a lot, but I really have to mention his name once again, as well as Toastmaster Fiona, the president and the VP Ed, both of them, because this, somebody would have given up, like anybody else in the position might have given up, because okay, one of the evaluators is not there, the grammarian and general evaluator suddenly disappeared, and things are not moving according to pace, but you held on and you moved forward with this. So kudos to you both. I don't know how you do it, but I'm very glad that you did, and you both deserve a huge round of applause. So congratulations and thank you for moving ahead with this meeting. And I'm sure a lot of you will not just benefit from this meeting, but a lot of you will also look at these two leaders in front of you and draw inspiration from how they do it. And, the fortitude and the courage, they have to move forward, even in the face of adversity. So this is really good. The table topic master for today, one of the most fun sessions, Toastmaster Ashrita. It was really fun. I was actually wondering how I was a little skeptical about you giving the topic first and then after that asking for members to talk, because they can see the topic, right? But this is such fun topic that I was actually surprised why weren't there more people, fighting to speak on this particular topics, because they were very simple topics, very nice and very fun, and something that people can easily talk about. So, and the strategy worked, because Inspiron is different from the other clubs, where others, like I said, more formal, and this Inspiron is a bunch of surprises, always filled with stories and fun and laughter, and these different things. So it really worked here, and your topics were such that nobody could Google anything. It was not necessary. They just had to speak from their experience, and they had to speak from their heart, and everybody did that. So kudos to all the table topic masters, table topic speakers today. You all spoke very well, and you spoke from the heart. So thank you for that. I think I've covered all of I've covered all of the role takers for today. And to the speakers, all three of you, wonderful speeches. It was different kind of speeches. We had educative, we had a visual story, we had a fun speeches, and we had something and a motivation, inspirational speech also to listen to. So 3 different kind of speeches delivered today, and it was really fun. I hope you take the suggestions given by your evaluators, and which will definitely help you improve for the future speeches. Thank you once again, and back to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Fiona.
And thank you, Toastmaster Nikita. You literally put in a lot of efforts, though you joined later, but you literally put in a lot of efforts to tell us every single detail. Thank you so much for that. So before we end the meeting, there's one last story I would like to tell you. This actually happened, and I was surprised. So usually at workplace where there are many competitive teachers, what happens is everyone is involved in the competition. You are more concentrating, or you will be more concentrating on you, because your workload is more, so you'll be concentrating on you and your students. But recently this happened that we had a meeting, and HOD told us that 3 of the teachers are not well, and happily everyone agreed to take up classes. In fact, even I was happy to take up more workload. So I didn't realize after the meeting, I realized, oh, what just happened? And one of the teachers didn't complete the corrections, and we all were eagerly helping that person, telling, don't worry, we will do it. And I noticed there were a lot of changes once we came back from the pandemic, and then we started having a normal life. Everything was going on, functioning very smoothly, and I was really happy to work at that place. And then I realized it's everywhere. People are more concerned and considerate about what's happening with others. And again, there's a lockdown, and again we are back to square one. But then I see things are not. Yeah, it is worse than the previous one, but things are really better. Everyone calls you and asks you. Basically, I am a person called work is work. No personal. I don't get it home. Okay, so work nowhere. My colleagues are my friends. My friends are my colleagues. Where my friends are my colleagues now, but my colleagues are never my friends. But still, I make it a point now to call them, and I just simply call them, not because can you take my hour, nothing like that. I call them and ask, are you fine? What are you doing? How is life? How are your kids? The life is really different, and they also they ask me, are you fine? Are you busy? You want any help? That's how it is. The situation is really changing, and it's really, really beautiful. It's like how I used to when I was a kid, where we used to help each other and grow together. Now the same thing is back again. And so it's very difficult now. The things are pretty bad, but it's really amazing. Things are like how you see people change. And I think this will continue for many more years till people forget that we have gone through a stage there. So it's really amazing. So here is what I read it on the internet today. And since we all should know this, since people are facing anxiety and a lot of people are going through, because I'm a teacher and I get calls from students, I get calls from colleagues telling, today I'm COVID positive, I'm worried, I am nervous. And people who have lost their relatives, they keep calling. So this is what we can do. So instead of talking what happened if someone is COVID positive, we can say, how are you? So what are you doing? So instead of take this medicine, this is good for you. So we can, normally even I do that, but better we say that, don't worry, take the medicine which your doctor has prescribed. Instead of saying hospitals are a huge mess, you can say, don't worry, 80% of the people are recovered at home. So take care of yourself. Instead of saying things are pretty bad now, so we are people and we always go to the negative things. Instead of saying things are pretty bad, we can say things are going to be better. Okay. Sometimes we think I'm worried for you is a right thing to say and it's a good thing. No, instead we can say I'm here for you. If you need help, I'll be there for you. So those are the things which we can tell and make a person feel better, instead of talking all negative. So that being said, so this I come to this is the end of the table, my duty as a table. Sorry, what I literally forgot. I was so engrossed talking, I forgot what was my role today.
You were empowered by the theme today.
yeah, I was a Toastmaster of the day. So now let me so as a president, I would like to okay, once again, before thanking everyone, I would like to announce the results of the best tabletop, the best speaker goes to Toastmaster Royal, and best table topic speaker is Toastmaster Prajwal Suvarna, and best evaluator is Toastmaster Prajwal Ebbar. So let us all give it up to them. Okay, and so here we come to the end of the meeting. Before that, I would like to thank everyone who have been a part of this meeting. It's sitting online 24/7. It's difficult, but still, you at the end of the day, you sit here for 2 hours. That shows your interest in Toastmasters and your interest in Inspiron Toastmasters. So I would like to thank all the guests present here. Prajwal, we have Prajwal with us, we have Srinivas with us, we have Praveen Brax. Thank you so much for being a part of our meeting, and even Maitli. And from other clubs, we have Prajwal Ebbar, we have Nikita. And I've seen Nikita coming and even Prajwal taking up roles at every meeting. They're not tired of Inspiron. Thank you so much. We need you all. So do attend our meetings more regularly. And we have our members, Toastmaster Jacob, Ashrita, Amit, Royal, Anita, Zina, Suman, and Lassen. So I see that everyone attends the meeting, makes it a point that you, however busy you are, you attend the meetings, and it's really good to be a part of Inspiron Toastmasters. So I adjourn the meeting.
As long as you entertain us with stories, I will never tire of Inspiron.
Thank you.